It's Pete. Welcome to 619 Muscle TV. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to make my world famous 619 Muscle protein cake. Typically for me, this is something that I eat every morning, twice a day. I love the taste using my favorite protein powder, Angel Food Cake Whey Isolate, and then my favorite Casein. Currently I have Mutant's Micellar Casein chocolate. It's delicious. You can use any casein you like, and you can also use any whey isolate that you like as well. I prefer to use the casein and an isolate mix. I use 2 scoops. Depending on your meal plan, this is a perfect program to fit into your day for breakfast, lunch, or really any time during the day as a meal. We've got a slow absorbing, low glycemic carbohydrates in the oatmeal. I use also egg whites. I'll show you how we're going to mix that together to make an unbelievably tasty breakfast. Alright, so I'll start with the oatmeal. Now, currently on my meal plan, I get half a cup of oats in the morning. So what I'll do, depending on your food plan, is you'll make exactly half a cup. Now, in the off season, I get a lot more than that, so this becomes a lot bigger and a lot more fun. But for now, we'll start with half a cup. When you're cooking the oats, I prefer to use old-fashioned oats if I'm not in a big hurry. They take about 3 minutes to cook in the microwave. You fill them up so that the water covers the oats, and then you got about another finger width above the top of the oats. So that way you're going to get the right texture, because we're actually going to cook them twice. Now, half cup's not a ton of oats, but that's okay. We're trying to get lean now. So, old-fashioned oats, 3 minutes. Quick oats, which are just a little bit more finely milled, those will take about 1.5 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll cook them. They'll come out to be a little bit loose because we use a little bit more water than the instructions on the package calls for when you're cooking oats. In the meantime, we'll come back over and we'll mix our other ingredients. So what I've done while the oats are cooking, I'm going to use, in my current diet plan, I get 8 ounces of egg whites. That 8 ounces is 25 grams of carbs. I also get a scoop of Angel Food Cake. 25 grams of protein. Excuse me, because I'm low carb. Okay, then I also get 25 grams of whey isolate. This is my favorite protein. It's so good. And I've tried them all. There's a lot of good ones out there. I don't want to make a mess. We'll call it one heaping scoop. I'll put it right there. And then also, at this point in my diet, I get 25 grams of casein. This is a 75 gram of protein total mixture. Micellar casein adds a little bit of thickness and texture to the oats when you cook them, so we'll use those. Alright, and we'll wait for the oats to cook. We'll see in a second. Awesome. Now, as you can see, the oatmeal it's not like fully cooked, yummy, oh my god, that's oatmeal for breakfast. What this is it's a little bit gooey, which is actually perfect. Because now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to mix the rest of my ingredients. Now, if I get more oats, I'll need more egg white. Or if my diet only allows me to have 4 or 8 ounces of egg whites or whatever, I'm going to use enough egg whites to make the texture soupy. So that way, when I add my whey isolate Angel Food Cake, oh, it's so good, and I add my Micellar Casein to thicken it up, it comes out to just the right texture. And you have to play with it yourself. If you don't have enough egg whites on your plan because your coach doesn't give you enough food, or because you're limited in terms of the amount of protein you're having, then simply add a little bit of water. That will also help. But so you take those 3, you mix them together. See, it starts a little bit dry, but I've kind of figured this out where, for me, I get 8 ounces with 2 scoops of protein every meal for breakfast, but 8 ounces of liquid egg whites is a little bit too much. It makes this concoction too soupy. So I use 4 ounces, and that is just about right to make this nice and thick. And then what I'll do is I'll just drink the other 4 ounces, and this will come out to be an amazing texture. So you can tell it's already going to be yummy because you go, so good. Okay. Now then we take this and we pop it back in the microwave. Now remember, the oats are already cooked. The egg whites are already pasteurized. so you can eat them. So this is really cooking, is really to thicken up the egg whites, even though they're pasteurized. I'm going to go 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And when that comes out, it's going to come out into a thick, heavy cake with a little bit of soupiness in it, and it's going to be delicious. All right.
Like a souffle.
Like a souffle. Thank you, Kim. Okay, and while we were running the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds of that oatmeal, I cleaned up a little bit so the wife doesn't kill me. And look what we got here. Oh man, this is going to be amazing. Then the final thing I do after I cleaned up the mess, which actually 3 minutes of cooking, about 2 minutes of preparation, and in the final 3 minutes, I put a little bit of cinnamon on there because I like it that way. And then a little bit of salt, sea salt, depending on what your prescription is. And then, oh, one more thing. Because of course this is a cake, or some would call it a souffle, this is the best part right here. Watch this. If you don't overcook it, this little piece in the middle becomes really soft, but actually we cooked it just about right. This is so good right here. It's a little hot. Oh, yummy. That's good. But what I'll do to prepare it for work, this is usually meal number 1 and meal number 2. I'll bring this to work. I actually make these into little cubes so they actually become convenient to eat. Now the great thing about this, if you're on the go, that 6 minutes of effort plus maybe 3 minutes of preparation, cleanup time is during the cooking time, so you're really not having a lot of time committed. It's about a 7-minute project. And then what I'll do is I'll use this. Look at this right here. Oh, amazing. That's a little hot, but there you have it. This current concoction, that's good. That current concoction right there is 75 grams of protein. You have egg whites, casein, and whey. Very healthy, very clean. Very low sugar. Really, there's no sugar in there. The total amount of carbohydrates, half a cup of oats, about 26 grams of carbs, and maybe 4 fat total, depending on what type of brand of casein you're using. And whey isolate, there's usually no fat in whey, whey isolate anyway. And here you have, for me, meal number 1, meal number 2, delicious. I can't wait to eat them every morning. I have them every day, and they're just a bomb. Anyway, that's it, 619 Muscle protein cake. Cook it a little bit less, play with the ingredients. It might become protein souffle. Yummy. All right.